You are listening to Christmas at Westin's Bakery by Solja Krapu-Kallio, narrated by Scarlett Courtney. 1st of December, at work. It was so nice to be at work. At least people here acted civilised and normal. No one intruded. No one interfered in other people's lives. Sigrid was able to keep on top of everything while doing her two favourite things, crossword puzzles and Sudoku. It also allowed her to keep track of all the dating messages that were popping up on her phone. Okay, 3 things. But anyway. She worked on reception at Ericsson's accounting and invoicing. It wasn't complicated stuff, so it was easy to slide a Sudoku under the ledger when customers came in. And she could reply to a text message while entering pluses and minuses in the computer's accounting program, as long as she maintained a neutral facial expression, no matter the content of the message. At least, she imagined she had a neutral expression, but she probably lit up sometimes, or smiled uncontrollably, or blushed. Maybe she even looked frustrated. There were so many weirdos out there. It was Thursday, the 1st of December, and the meteorologists had predicted an unusually warm day. The TV was on at a low volume, and on the morning show the presenters were discussing the exceptional heat, not only up along the coast of Norland, but also far inland. The discussions fell out of place with the milky white plexiglass Christmas stars hanging in the panorama window. Sigrid was already looking forward to the weekend, a weekend where she could be herself, do what she wanted, maybe meet someone interesting. She and Natalie might hit the town. In any case, it would be completely different to last weekend. She felt exhausted just thinking about it. For 2 nights, her family had taken over her flat. 2 nights was really pushing it. Her brother was the only one she could imagine putting up with for longer than that. Kalle was solid as a rock, a proper big brother. She had always looked up to him. Last weekend they had also got a chance to hang out for a couple of hours at the kitchen table, after the others had gone to bed. Mum and Dad had taken the sofa bed, in the rather minimalist living room, and Emily was enthroned in Sigrid's bed. "This is crazy," Kalle said, nodding towards the camping bed that stood against the kitchen unit, still folded up. It had been their dad Ricard's smart idea. He had bought the extra bed as a housewarming gift on their first visit, and got Kalle to carry it up to the flat. "It's crazy that you have to sleep in that rat trap," her brother continued. But what other choice did she have? Should she crawl into the small double bed next to her heavily pregnant sister-in-law? No, thank you. The only sensible solution would have been for everyone to book themselves into a hotel. But that thought hadn't occurred to anyone. A hotel? Not when they had a daughter living right in the middle of the city. In such a nice flat, by the way. A sublet that was perfectly suited for a single person, but turned into a dump when 5 people crowded into it. They literally had to climb over bags and piles of clothes to use the bathroom. To make matters worse, Dad had the nerve to complain about the absence of a lift. And Mum added that Ricard shouldn't be climbing stairs, as he had a heart condition. "But let's not be negative," Mum remarked. "I brought you some very nice Christmas curtains, because I guess you don't own any. We can help you to hang them up in the kitchen window. I thought a splash of gold would be fashionable." Everything was black and white at Sigrid's office, although she liked it like that. Thanks to the grey textile floor that ran throughout the building, loud sounds were rarely heard. The employees were pretty predictable too. Everyone spoke with self-control. In fact, Sigrid had never heard anyone raise their voice or even express an opinion. The few laughs were also low-key and polite. People didn't even actually need to talk to each other, as I sent everything that needed to be dealt with via email. Documents for quotations, tenders, invoices, project descriptions, applications, reports. There were 1 or 2 guys dressed in suits that Sigrid kept an eye on. One of them was Nicholas, whose emails at least had a bit of personal tone to them. Being at work served as a form of meditation for her. At least there she was able to recover from the ordeal of her family's visit.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?